Welcome back, everybody, to the second episode of Hi Mom, the podcast, a friendship simulation podcast where two friends try to make you their friend. I'm joined today with my co-host, Jonathan.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
And I am your other host, Kevin. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, gosh. So we got our first episode up, John. What'd you think?
Rough beginning, but I feel like we hit a groove and we kept it going really nice. The conversation flowed, and I really liked it.
That's cool, man. I'm actually really I feel really good about the first one, and actually about starting this project with you.
Same, dude.
Yeah, I guess everybody being like, hey, I'm gonna check out the thing, and I'm like, cool, thank you so much. So I guess we already got some friends. And every time I open up the app, it says the numbers of listeners is kind of like growing a little bit, so that's nice, you know.
That's good. Yeah, that's what we want, guys.
Yep. So Jonathan, do you want to introduce the audience to that little idea you shared with me earlier today?
Indeed. Alright, so yesterday my girlfriend was extracting some blackheads from my face. Gross. And it was very painful. So I had yeah, this is how I got the idea. And it gave me an idea of asking you, and you asking me, I guess, something that made you happy, something that made you sad, something that made you angry, something that confused you in the 2 weeks since the podcast. So, Kevin, what's something that made you happy today? Or in the past 2 weeks?
Alright, so my Thanksgiving was pretty cool. I got to spend Thanksgiving just in my room playing Tales of Vesperia, and I actually got to finish the game.
Oh, that's
like
good.
Pretty much throughout the Thanksgiving 2 days. It was cool. It was a game that was kind of like holding me back from wanting to play anything else, because I really felt like I needed to get this game done. And thankfully, like, the battle system is engaging enough that, like, or not even so much engaging enough, but like you can, I guess, button mash your way through a lot of the grunts, a lot of the battle. So it's engaging enough to keep you moving throughout the story, and it was all right. It was my first Tales of game. Have you ever played any Tales games?
Nope. Not at all.
For sure.
It's an RPG, I'm assuming.
Yeah, battle RPG.
Yeah.
Or action RPG. Action RPG. Yeah.
Is it Japanese?
I mean, it has an English dub. It was actually a 360 game. Like, when it came to the West, it was exclusively on the 360, and then I guess in Japan only it came out for the PS3, but like it came out with like added content which did not help the 360 version.
Yeah.
And as it is, Microsoft already struggles so much in Japan. So this Tales of game that's supposed to be exclusive to the console, when it eventually comes out on the PlayStation, it just completely like wipes off whatever chance it had with the fan base. But yeah, I guess it got released after I think 10 years or something on the Switch, and I got around to it, and it was all right. It wasn't my favorite game that I've played this year, but it's cool. It was cool.
Yeah. How many stars would you give it out of 5?
Like a high 3.
A high 3.
High 3, low 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. Like, cause there's a dog in the game that has it's smoking a pipe. And it yeah. Look him up. His name's Repeat.
Repeat?
Yeah, Repede, I think. You want to take a chance to look him up?
I will. Tales of the Sparrow, you said, right?
Yeah, Tales of Vesperia.
Of Vesperia. Oh, I
Yeah.
heard of the Sparrow. I was like, oh. It must have like a bird or something on there. Oh yeah, it's Namco. All right. What's something that made you sad?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be super. Like, let's make it like a small thing, not like the actual big thing.
I don't know, man. I don't got anything.
No.
It's been all right.
That's good.
Even the big thing that was just me kind of trying to deflect the question.
Oh.
What about you, man? What's something that's made you happy these past 2 weeks?
Well, a bunch of things, but oddly enough, I saw a video of a dog, and its owner had a puppet in front of him, and the dog had something in its mouth, so the owner makes the puppet eat whatever it had in its mouth, like something that's the same. Another piece of it, I guess. And
what was it?
It was like a ball.
Okay.
But I don't know, like foam or something, styrofoam. And the owner makes the puppet die in front of the dog, and then the dog drops it. And I laughed my ass off because the look in the dog's face was unforgettable.
That's cool, man. If you want to send me the link later, I'll add it to the show notes.
I'll try to find it. Yeah. And then
what else you got?
Yeah, it was really cute.
I want to see that. Yeah.
And then oddly enough, something that made me sad. I actually want to tell you this one.
Oh, sure.
Oddly enough, did you hear about the Arecibo telescope?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Okay, so it's like this huge array in the middle of it's either Costa Rica or Puerto Rico, and it's a radio telescope. And throughout the years, it's helped scientists do a lot of discoveries about space or whatever. And I guess it's being defunded for a while now, and it collapsed. It just collapsed because it's huge. It's huge. It's like a kilometer in diameter, and it's just in the ground, and it's like a dish, like a satellite dish looking thing.
Whoa! It wasn't a James Bond movie?
I think so.
Yeah, I just found it right here on Yahoo. The celebrated Arecibo Observatory Telescope in Puerto Rico, which once starred in a James Bond film, collapsed on Tuesday. Wow, that's tragic.
Yeah, so I saw the video of it.
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, and I've never had any yeah, so I saw the video of it, and I don't know, I got oddly melancholic, I guess.
Yeah. Oh man, this is damn. Yeah, that sucks. Damn. I'm kind of, I don't know what to say about it, but yeah, that just seems really tragic.
Okay, never mind. It's not a kilometer long. It's 1,000 feet.
Either way, man. Do you know if there were any like any big monumental things to come from this specific telescope? Like, do you know of any of discoveries that may have been found?
I mean, not right out of the top of my head, if I'm being honest.
Oh,
I just know it's very important for astronomers and astrophysicists.
You're a phony. Hey, everybody, look at this guy.
I'm a fucking poser.
Phony. Do you remember that Family Guy episode?
Yeah. Hey guys, he's a phony. He's a big fat phony.
Yeah. Oh man. Alrighty, so our main topic for today is the Queen's Gambit. We talked about how we were gonna watch it during last episode, and so we got around to watching it. I watched about 5 full episodes. How about you, John?
I watched 2, and I'm in the middle of the 3rd one.
What did you think of this show?
It starts off slow, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember about 3 years ago.
Wait, hold on, because I remember you telling me in the pre-show that you watched the Animaniacs. So let's go back to that for a sec.
Okay.
Yeah. What did you think of the Animaniacs?
It
You said you watched 2 episodes, right?
it's in between. I wasn't blown away.
It's not mind blowing, no.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty disappointing.
Yes.
like once
Yes.
you kind of give it a chance to kind of like settle and I said that I was gonna go back and watch more, but I haven't since we last recorded.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's I feel since it's like its main thing, it's like basically putting a mirror up to the world, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it relies a lot on pop culture and whatnot.
Well, yeah, that's what it's known for.
Yeah. I mean, it's competing against other things. Like in my mind, I was thinking, it's up against Rick and Morty.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah.
I was the one that I'm thinking of is not Family Guy, South Park.
South Park, yes. Dude, I can't believe it. Yeah, and South Park, honestly, now that you say South Park, I'm changing my answer.
Yeah.
Because Trey Parker and Matt Stone, dude, have really been knocking it out of the park.
Yeah. Did you see the pandemic special?
I haven't. I've been wanting to watch it.
Dude, yeah.
Topic for the next episode.
If you want. All right. Yeah, the pandemic special, it's a 50 minute episode. It's just, I watched it 3 times at this point already.
Oh, really? It's that good?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I watched it the first time by myself. Then the second time I watched it with Terry, and then the third time I watched it with my coworker during our lunch break. Yeah, but it's pretty good. I'm down to watch it again if you want to. Yeah, but Animaniacs, like, what did you think of that second episode? Because remember I told you that I didn't like it.
Yeah, it didn't. I wasn't a big fan either. The one thing that got me through it is the whole Greek gods thing. Because I'm a big fan of Greek mythology, but other than that, I just watched it for the nostalgia factor, I guess.
Which is what it's relying on to at this point also. I mean, it's kind of like that's kind of the whole thing, and it's not shy about it, you know. it's yeah. Yeah, all right. I just kind of wanted to pick your brain on it since you were talking about it in the or since you hadn't sat down to watch it last time, so you told me that you watched it this time. I wanted to kind of find out what you thought. I heard from somebody else that, like, at some point in a later episode, they actually address that it really is only the Warner Brothers and Pinky and the Brain, and like they are like, hey, where are the other characters? And then they just kind of like, I guess, like, they kind of just shrug it off.
Yeah.
So, like, knowing that, like, it really deflated me from wanting to watch anymore. Because it was like, okay, well, maybe in this one, but knowing that it keeps going like that, and I was like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I was a huge fan of the other characters to begin with, but their inclusion always, like, completed the episodes, like the old ones.
Yeah.
Because they had some really good sketches. What's her name? That little girl, Elvira? Is that her name? I want to say that's her name. She always made me laugh. Or the Boss Baby character with that deep voice.
Well, like, the thing is that it was like even if they weren't as popular as, you know, the Warner Brothers or the Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
Like, it was still an ensemble show. So even if they don't do a whole lot with them, it would be appreciated to have them, you know, rather than rather than just having these two popular ones.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But yeah, but alrighty. You want to go back to talking to the queen about the Queen's Gambit?
Sure.
All right. Okay, so I guess we should kind of warn the listeners that there may be spoilers.
There will definitely
at
be
least
spoilers, knowing me.
yeah, so just be warned. If you haven't seen the Queen's Gambit and you're planning on watching it, you might want to go ahead and skip it. I'll go ahead and put time codes in the show notes and on the YouTube version, so that you can go ahead and just skip through it if you're not, if you're trying to avoid it and eventually watch it. But without actually spoiling it, what would be your spoiler review? Oh, you said you liked it, right?
Yeah, I
The
liked
first one, episode 1 was slow. Yeah. All right. Okay. I guess that's about as spoiler free as it's gonna get. I liked it. It didn't like suck me in where I had to binge watch the whole thing. I was trying to make time to sit down and watch more, but I like had other things kind of going on between, and so even today I was able to squeeze in one more episode, and it's cool. Like, do you mind if I spoil you?
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool then. I won't say.
It's ironic that I said, yeah, this is gonna have spoilers, because I hate spoilers. I don't like them at all.
Then you should make more of an effort to watch the things that we're supposed to watch.
Oh, I feel like the Queen's Gambit is like one of those shows that has to be digested slowly.
Yeah, I can see that. I was talking to somebody at work the other day, and they liked the show so much that they were already rewatching it.
Oh.
And yeah, and I'm like, I like it, but I don't know if I would rewatch it immediately after just finishing it.
Well, I mean, there's all types, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I said last episode, I'm rewatching The Nanny, and you didn't even know what The Nanny was.
No, I still don't know what it is. I'm just kidding. All right. So I have to ask you. So that first episode
of the Queen's
Gambit? The Queen's Gambit.
Okay.
Did you feel uncomfortable?
Yes, very, very uncomfortable.
I felt so uncomfortable. Even the last 5 minutes of the episode, I kind of had to skip forward just a little bit, because I was at the edge of my seat and I was very uncomfortable. But apart from that, like little signals in my brain were like going off, and then and I had to kind of remind myself, like, okay, I think that I would have heard something online about it already if it was going to go in the direction that I thought it was gonna go in.
Yeah.
With with the.
Well, we can tell
custodian.
spoilers right here, so go ahead.
Okay, well, the custodian at the orphanage was, he was teaching her, right? But it was like in the basement. It was like poorly lit. The girl was basically like, "Hey, can you teach me?" And he was like, obviously like pushing her off. So when he warms up to her and starts teaching her how to play, and I'm like, little signals in my head are going off, like, "Get out of there! Get out of there!"
Yeah, it was very sketchy, the situation that she was in, because the custodian wasn't very he wasn't a warm character at all. He was very cold, and the only way he showed like any interest in the girl was like just teaching her chess. And the entire time that she was in that basement, I was like, man, I feel like something's gonna happen, and this is what fucks her up even more.
Yeah, and I'm just so glad that nothing did happen.
Yeah, because if you read the plot, it's like she's trying to become the greatest chess player in the world while battling a pill addiction. That's all in the plot. I don't think that's a spoiler, but
no.
Yeah, and what causes an addiction, and it's like, well, usually trauma. And here we have this little, how old was she? 9 years old?
Something like that.
Something
I think she was
like
like
that,
8 or
right?
9.
Yeah, and she's in the basement alone with a grown man playing chess.
Yeah, it was really creepy.
Thoughts creep in, yes.
And then yeah, so I had to like kind of remind myself, like, okay, if something were to happen graphically, like I think that there would have been a warning, like a trigger warning at the beginning of the episode, and because there wasn't,
they do that, huh?
Yeah, they do that, and so because there wasn't, like, I kind of like had to keep reminding myself that like, okay, I think I'm okay, I think it's all right. But yeah, and then again when the custodian calls the teacher from the high school, and then he like gives her a bear, and like, oh, I got you this. I'm like, oh my god, what are you guys doing? This is this is not cool.
Yeah. But then again, it's the 50s, so I guess they're trying to show a different perspective, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. What did you think of episode 2 with you know, like with the mom and the dad, like her getting adopted, you know, when she grows up?
Yeah. I honestly thought that the mom was the one that wanted her. But if you watch the episode, she tells, well, let's just say her name. She tells Beth. Beth is the name of the main character. She tells her that, like, oh, it was my husband that wanted to adopt you. And apparently it was so she could keep her company?
Yeah, it was just basically, the way I saw it was that he was trying to leave her, but he, I guess in good conscience, couldn't leave her by herself, knowing, you know, that she's like, sick.
I did not make that connection at all.
Yeah.
But now that you say it, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because later on in the episode, the husband ends up leaving the family.
Yeah, like I mean, because he was never nice to her. I mean,
nope.
He was very cold right from the start, and he was like, don't you wear any other clothes, or you know, she's staring at me, or one, I think, like, you know, like he was bothered by her, yeah. or just not friendly. But yeah, and then she's like, I don't think, Beth says to the mom, like, I don't think he likes me, and it's like, oh well, he wanted you. Like, yeah, and then, but no, it's very apparent. There's something that happens in the end of episode 4 that I wish you had seen it so we could talk about it, but it was like, I saw it. You see it coming. Mm-hmm. Like, you kind of see it coming, just as the dynamics between the mom and Beth grow, because you know how, like, at the end of episode 2 where she like wins the competition and the mom's like, oh, I had no idea that this was possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you I'm gonna look it up right now, but talk to me about the show, because I'm gonna look something up right now.
Well, I mean, what can I tell you is I just watched the first 2 episodes, so you probably know more than me, but the whole dynamic of using chess as a way to, I guess, introduce addiction, sort of. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I don't know. I really like it. I used to be a big fan of chess when I was young.
You know how to play?
I know how the pieces move, and that's about it. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
I think that the show does a good way, makes a good description of how the pieces, move and stuff, but like, it always fascinated me how people could, like, just stare at a board and just think, like, I don't know, 10, 20 steps ahead. Yeah. Because that's what they do, yeah.
It's really cool. The episode that I was watching before we recorded, she's going up against, because from here, like, she starts rising in the chess world, and so she starts meeting, like, other high school players, and it was pretty cool, because there's a scene where she and another skilled player are just playing, and, like, they're speed playing, so I think they're playing at a college or something, and, like, all the people that are just happen to be there, like, they just start onlooking, and it's just crazy just seeing them move the pieces. Like, I wish I knew what it meant, but I don't know how to play chess, so it's like, I don't know. It's just the equivalent of like, have you heard of Sangatsu no Lion or March Came in Like a Lion or something?
No.
An anime? No. Oh, okay. It's another game. It's another anime about a board game. Shogi. I think it's Shogi.
Shogi. I think I have.
Heard.
No, not Shogi. Have you heard of Hikaru no Go?
No.
Okay, that one's about Go.
That one's about what?
Go.
Go.
Yeah, it's that Japanese board game where it's like you have black stones and you have white stones, and you gotta put a white stone and a white stone at the end of black stones to turn them into white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's the same one. Oh no. That is I know which one that is because we played that one together. I have that one on my Switch when
Oh, you do? Oh,
we were over at we played that one together.
When?
At Ben's house.
Did we?
Yeah, because I have it digitally on my Switch.
Yeah, I don't remember this, but
It's alright.
I'll believe you.
It's alright. Yeah. Play that one. Alright. Well, anyways, so I was looking up. You know how like at the end of episode 1 she wins $100. So I looked it up. Like 60s inflation to 2020, $100 is about $874 in spending money.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that was just a local tournament. So when she starts going through, because I was like, yeah, like I'm sure that the $100 was a lot, but I never took the time to look it up. And so since we're here, I did. But like, because you saw how the mom got so excited. Yeah. They're like, I had no idea that you could do this, that you can make money from playing chess. Right? And like how she was at the beginning of the episode not wanting or not willing to buy her the chess set even though she was asking for it, and she was like, oh, we'll get it afterwards. And then she was just like, you know what, you can have an allowance and you can save up for it if you want. Yeah. So $800. Yeah, it makes the mom very happy, and it like this episode really is kind of like the jumping point for the rest of the series and how her climb through the chess world like goes, and it basically just becomes the mom and her making a name for her Beth. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I kind of saw that dynamic coming just from the second episode, because the mom's face was very
lit up.
Yeah, basically she wants that money. She needs that money. She's not she got left by her husband, so it sounds like she has no idea how to take care of herself,
which is probably why Beth came into the picture in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it really is kind of this symbiotic relationship between the two of them. Like she has a house that Beth can live in, and then Beth can be the benefactor for her, for the mom. It's pretty cool. And I guess like that's kind of all we can really talk about. Since
well,
I would love to tell me more.
Have you? As far as the Queen's Gambit, yes. But speaking of TV shows, have you been keeping up with The Mandalorian?
No.
No.
I don't have Disney Plus.
Oh, dude. I'm gonna give you my password. I'm gonna give you my email. Make a profile account. Watch The Mandalorian. Don't look it up. Do not Google The Mandalorian right now, because the last episode had a huge reveal and it's all over the place.
All right, I've been very resistant to wanting to watch The Mandalorian because of.
Don't be.
I know.
Don't be. I know the last trilogy was shit.
Yeah.
The Han Solo movie was crappy. Rogue One was amazing. I like Rogue One, and nothing wrong with that movie. That movie's solid.
Rogue One is hard to go back to. Like, it was fun the first time, but I don't think it holds up on subsequent viewings.
So don't watch it again. Just watch it one time.
I watched it twice.
And that was your mistake. But no, dude, the Mandalorian, I haven't felt this excited about Star Wars since I watched the prequels when I was young.
You know, Terry watches is trying to watch it.
The Mandalorian?
Like, yeah, because her dad and her brother are both into it,
Yeah.
and her dad being into it was a surprise. But I was sitting there when they were watching one of the episodes, and I was on my phone, and Terry comes and she's like, "Hey, are you actually watching this?" Because she knows how I feel, and I tell her, "No, God no." Like, I was on my phone. I'm sure that it's good. I'm sure that it's good, but I don't want to go back to that world.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. Dude, trust me, you do. The Mandalorian holds up.
Okay.
The Mandalorian holds up.
All right, I'll watch it. Since you're gonna hook me up. But what about the Mandalorian?
Well, I can't tell you anything. You haven't watched it.
Okay, I mean, I know that Ahsoka Tano comes back.
Yes.
Like, I know that. Like, I've been spoiled on that.
Okay, yeah. Don't spoil it anymore. Because I was like,
Well,
an episode ago or two.
yeah, like I go on my YouTube subscriptions, and like this guy who does just general reviews on stuff, like is reviewing the Mandalorian episodes, and like with, you know, like big fat spoiler, like the Ahsoka Tano returns or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's great. I mean, I
Wait,
feel like
it
I
was
would
in
be
the
mad
title?
It was even in the thumbnail.
Oh, what an asshole! How dare you?
Yeah, it's
I remember when I watched that episode. I went to take a shower real quick, right? My girlfriend was here, and she started it without me. She starts it without me. I'm like, what the hell? She was like 10 minutes in or whatever. We go back, and I'm like, did I miss anything? I shouldn't have asked that. I shouldn't have asked that. Because then she's like, oh, there's a Jedi. So she spoiled it for me. And I had heard. And I already knew that Rosario Dawson was tapped to be in it. And there were talks that she was going to be a Jedi. And as soon as she said that, I was like, oh, she's Ahsoka Tano. I just knew. I just fucking knew.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you something, because you know, one of the complaints that the new trilogy gets, and I think the prequel trilogy, I'm not so sure, but one of the complaints that it gets is that they make Star Wars, like, you know, this infinite universe where, like, what would normally be continents in, you know, in a fantasy setting are entire planets and stuff. Like, they make these, you know, this galaxy feel rather small because everybody's somehow connected. Like, do you feel like that's what's going on here too? Because I mean, like, throwing a Ahsoka Tano in there, it's obviously like it's baity, you know.
That's not my problem with the Star Wars universe right now.
Okay.
I mean, because everything's
connected.
Everything's connected through the Force, guys. Everything's connected to the Force, and if everything's connected through the Force, then there's such a thing as personal connections, things that are meant to be. I'm not questioning that, because I'm not calling it magic, but there's always that element of fantasy, you know?
Okay.
No, my problem with the past trilogy is that they make it too grandiose.
Are you talking about 7, 8, 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like they overreached. Like, I have no idea why they. Spoiler alert again. I have no idea why they brought the Emperor back.
Oh, you're talking about for Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah. I have no idea why they brought him back. I would have been okay knowing that Rey was his granddaughter. That would have made sense to me. Like, her parents ran away, they left her there because they didn't want her to be found. They probably didn't.
But to actually include him.
But they actually
is that
include
what's
him.
the problem?
Did you not watch it?
I did watch it.
Oh.
That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
I'm asking you, like, the fact that they included him.
The fact that they brought
like-
him back, yeah.
Like if it was just revealed that she is the granddaughter of him,
Yeah.
like just with the information itself alone, without actually the Emperor being in the story
Yes.
or in the movie.
Then also the fact that Rey is just so innately talented in the Force.
Yeah. Well, one of the thing that I didn't really like about that movie was that well, and this isn't just a Star Wars thing. Like, I don't like it in general when like in other storytelling, like this is kind of one of the problems that I had with Tales of Vesperia also, was that it's when stories are afraid to kill their characters. Like they do moments that would shock and make you like, oh wow, damn, that sucks, and then they just kind of walk right back into the room or into the scene.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, and so when they did that with Chewie, like, oh, all right, well, yeah, I guess so. And they did that in Tales also. I don't like that.
No.
Like, just kill them off. If you're gonna do it, just kill them off.
Yeah. Yeah. Characters can die. I mean, George R.R. Martin did it well with Game of Thrones, but don't get me started on that particular subject.
You were pushing for everyone. You were pushing for all of us to watch it back then, and I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Dude, it's not my fault. The first seasons were amazing, and then the last one they just screwed the pooch.
That's what my coworker. Yeah, that's what my coworker told me too. He's like, to be fair, everything up until that last season was really good. I'll go ahead and watch the Mandalorian just because you're gonna provide me with the login, and I'll report back to you next time. But
right now that you said that, all I could think about was that scene in 300 when the Persian Emperor Xerxes is talking to Leonidas, and he's like, "I am a generous god," and that's what I felt like.
All right, I guess I'll watch the Mandalorian. That show that everybody's liking right now. I guess I'll do it.
It's because there's no. The thing about the Mandalorian is they keep it simple. You know, you have a guy and he's got a quest.
Yeah.
And it's a Western. And they're shooting and you gotta destroy things.
Whoa, hold on. It's a Western?
It's a space Western, yes.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
It is cool.
All right.
It is cool.
All right. Okay. All right. Oh, that sounds so cool. Okay. All right.
Dude, it's been a year since the first season.
I know.
And you've been like completely out of it, huh? You just don't want anything to do with it. No.
I don't want anything to do with Star Wars right now.
Okay, well, the Mandalorian's gonna change your mind.
All right, man.
I'm not promising, I'm not going to oversell it. I'm not going to tell you that it's gonna completely change your view on everything Star Wars, but it holds up. It holds up, right. And you might rewatch it.
All right, so you wanted to talk about The Promised Neverland?
Promised Neverland, yes, sir. I just binge watched it yesterday in its entirety.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
Oh, I watched Selena the series yesterday.
The whole thing?
No,
no,
no.
Terry
did.
I watched the first episode today.
Oh yeah.
Oh, part of. I still have like 11 minutes left.
I didn't like it. The entire time I was watching it, I was just like, I'd rather watch Gentified.
Gentified?
Mm-hmm.
There's one reason I watched Gentified.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the dad. What's his name? Cosio? Juan Carlos Cosio?
Uh-huh.
I think that's his name. He's a big he's a Mexican actor.
Yeah.
And I've watched a couple of his movies. Joaquin Cosio.
Uh-huh.
Joaquin Cosio. He plays Casimiro. He plays Pop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I've it's not that I follow his career closely, but I like his style of acting. There's this movie called I think it's El Infierno.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays a narco.
Okay.
Yeah, and that
sounds cool.
It's really good.
Yeah, but anyways, The Promised Neverland.
The Promised Neverland, yes.
All right, so you watched the whole thing. What did you think of it?
Dude, it's a great anime. It's a great anime. It's a great change from everything. Because lately, lately it's just been isekai.
Yeah.
So many isekais are coming out, and this one just like, it's sort of a new thing. It's a little bit of horror, a lot of suspense, which I love.
Okay. All right, so I watched it with Terry. I watched the first 2 episodes with Terry.
Okay.
And she thought it was too cheesy, and I was like, I was a little disappointed because I wanted her to like it so that she and I could binge it together, because we were watching it during October, and it was like, oh, this could kind of like bridge the gap between her interest and my interest, because I don't like horror, but she loves horror, and I mean, I love anime and she doesn't, so it was like, okay, it's a little bit of both, and like the first episode, she was into the suspense, but I guess once she's seen the demons, she was like, oh, yeah, that's not doing it for me.
No, the one thing that was kind of a little, it kind of took me out of it for a while was the fact that it was, because everyone, all the main characters, they're all under 12 years old. Basically, once they're 12, they get, they get eaten.
Okay, hold on. So I'm sorry. I'm like, we're both talking about it, like assuming that we know what everyone's seen this. But if you haven't seen The Promised Neverland, it's an anime about these kids at an orphanage that basically find out that they're being
farmed.
They're being farmed to be sold into.
They are food for
food.
They are food for demons, basically, and the reason they are being held there is because they discover that the more developed their brains are, the tastier it is, and that's what the demons want.
And so, the smarter you are, the longer you last at the orphanage, and because you're basically being primed for like the ultimate
as the ultimate delicacy.
Yeah.
So there's 2 ratings that they have, and it's like once you hit 6 years old, you're like okay to eat, but like 12 years old is like the best time to eat.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a ticker for them.
And then if you're smart enough, and then you reach 12, it's like the ultimate. It's the ultimate tasty food, basically.
So one of the questions that I had about the show was like, so are they in hell?
I don't think so.
Like, okay, so are they on Earth?
It might be like a different Earth, like a different world. Because you don't find this out. How many episodes did you watch?
I think it was 1 or 2.
Oh,
no, we definitely made it past the first episode, but I don't think we made it past the second episode.
Do you want any spoilers? Do you mind?
I don't care.
You don't care. Okay.
Hey, listen.
Hey everybody. So Jonathan actually dropped a huge spoiler for The Promised Neverland, and it was so dramatically huge that I felt bad for anybody who may not have seen this show, or if this show is on your radar and you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and skip forward 2 minutes and 12 seconds and you should be fine.
Watch out!
Basically, the entire first season is just them trying to escape, and the last episode, they escape. That's the big. But there's nothing revealed. They just discovered that they're in a huge compound.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hexagonal compound, and from the center, it's divided in the triangular part, so it's like 6 areas, and they're inside one, and the other, and there's 4 more that are also farms, and then there's one that's the headquarters. They don't find this out. They don't go and look. They just surmise everything, because since they're like smart kids, they can just use conjecture and whatnot and logic and just reach conclusions. And that's the main thing that kind of threw me for a loop, because I'm like, man, how are these kids who are like young
gonna be able to pull this off?
Yeah, how are they thinking at this level? But then you kind of find throughout the story that, well, I mean, if they're
smart.
They're smart, and you find that that mom, the mom that takes care of them, she was actually a kid, just like them, in one of the orphanages.
Oh shit!
Yeah. And you find that she was one of the really smart ones, and she also tried to escape.
No way!
She also tried to escape, and this is only for girls. Girls are offered the opportunity to join the organization, give birth to kids.
Oh!
And because they're and it's only the smart girls.
Yeah.
And
so like the main girl.
Yeah.
The main character.
So basically, you can kind of think like, well, if they're all smart and they're giving birth, and then all these kids in the orphanages are smart, they're basically breeding them for brains.
Oh shit! Oh man, I gotta go back and I'm gonna have to go back and actually include a spoiler warning.
Yeah, no, it's a huge spoiler warning. I told you, dude.
No, I know, but not for me, but for the audience.
For everybody, yeah. From like minute 40 until now, it's just a huge spoiler.
Damn, that is crazy.
But it's
okay.
a really good show, dude.
Wow.
The thing,
all right,
the thing about it, I did sleep through one episode, like episode 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because it's a slow burn. It's definitely a slow burn, but the payoff is really great.
I liked it. Terry didn't, and that's the reason we didn't continue.
I think that's what, because it's a slow burn. But like once you find everything out, it's like, oh, it blows your mind, dude.
Yeah.
And then there's a big one about mom that you find in the later episodes, but I'm not gonna spoil that one.
All right, that's fine. I guess. I think I want to watch this instead of Mandalorian. All right, so I remember at the end of episode 2, there was a new person that came to help out mom. It was a black woman.
Yes.
And like when I was posting about watching The Promised Neverland, I looked up a GIF and I seen that character running like very aggressively, like very like she was chasing someone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so she's obviously in on it. It's gonna get down. It's like, is she also one of the women that like is in the position of mom, or is she like a demon too?
No, she's what's called a sister. She's being groomed to be a mom.
Damn, dude, this show's so cool. Damn, no wonder you binge watched this thing.
I gotta be honest, it wasn't my idea.
I don't care.
No, my girlfriend put it on, and I was like, "What is this?" Because it's been in the back burner for me.
Yeah.
Because I've been hearing about it this whole year. And she's like, "Oh, we're gonna watch this." I was like, "Okay." So we started watching it, and I'm glad she did. I'm glad she wanted to watch it, because I really liked it.
It's not something you would have picked out yourself?
It would have been something that I watched when I was like out of options. Because I've heard of people, it's one of those things that I've heard people talk about, and I'm like, okay, well, it was on my list, but I just didn't get around to watching it until yesterday, and I'm so glad I did.
That's cool, man. Have you seen The Great Pretender on Netflix?
I haven't.
Okay, but have you at least seen like the cover art of it or anything?
I don't know what it is.
Okay, it's another anime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I watched it a while back. Like I watched the first episode a while back, and I really liked it, but I haven't like sat down to actually watch it, but I like really intend to. And that one's pretty cool too. That one's kind of like about like what are those movies called? Like the ones that Rick and Morty did an episode where they were making fun of it in season 4, but it was like Ocean's 11, where like Heist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it's kind of. I guess that it's gonna be.
I'm sorry, I just remember that episode from Rick and Morty. It's one of my favorites.
I got a little bit annoyed by that episode by the end.
Did
to
you?
be honest. Yeah, I did.
I loved it. It was so funny. It was just like in your face about it.
It was, but it was also like all right, I get it. Yeah, it seems like it's supposed to be that type of show where they're going around and basically they're supposed to con people that are bad. I guess like they don't con innocent individuals or innocent people. They go after like the people that are pretty shitty. So so I'm on episode 3 now. It's worth checking out. It's pretty cool. The visuals is really cool too. I was trying to show it to my coworker, but it was really hard to get him through that first episode because it starts off in Japanese even with the English dub on, and then eventually it transitions over to English, but it's like it's all in service of the narrative. Why they're speaking Japanese even with the English dub on.
Yeah.
And it's but it's cool. It's cool because you find out that like the main character, he was being conned so that he could be recruited just to test his conning skills. Anyways, so Promised Neverland, I'm gonna definitely check that out.
Definitely check it out.
And I'll watch an episode of Mandalorian for you. So I want to talk to you about Dragon Quest. I want to take a moment to talk about Dragon Quest. Do you know anything about Dragon Quest apart from whatever?
I just know it's a video game, man. That's
okay.
it.
All right. So last week we were talking about Zelda. I was telling you about or last time we were talking about how I love the Zelda games and stuff, and how I haven't really had that I really haven't had that kind of experience.
Yes.
In the Switch. But Dragon Quest, I want to say that this year, and like it started off last year, but I think like this year I really fell into it, where I've like found myself feeling like I genuinely love this series as much as Zelda did for me when I first got into Zelda.
Ooh, those are big claims, man.
Yes.
Tell me more.
And so I've kind of known about the series, but not really known too much about it. Just kind of like, so the very first time that I've ever seen, or the very first time that I've ever heard about Dragon Quest, it's from this Japanese, I guess, she's like an icon in Japan. Her name is Shoko Nakagawa. Have you heard of her?
No, not at all.
Have you heard the opening for Gurren Lagann?
Yes.
So she is the one that sings that song, the opening for Gurren Lagann.
Okay.
And I guess she has like some acting roles too. I don't really know what she does. Like I'm not really like big on her career, but I know that she's like a host of like some kind of Pokemon TV show or something, and she like voices like the Oracle Fish and Dragon Ball Super. She does a cosplay of one of the characters from Dragon Quest, and the very first time that I seen Dragon Quest, it was through her being doing cosplay for this character, Elena. Can you look her up for me, please?
I'm on it.
Okay, so you see how the art is very reminiscent of, well, it's Toriyama's art. So like oh, this could be from Dragon Ball, but it's not. So at the time I was really into Dragon Ball. So when I seen Nakagawa cosplaying as this character, I'm like, oh, I want to know what this is. And so I looked it up, and I was like, okay, Dragon Quest, I don't know, that's a video game, I've never heard of it, and I don't like, it wasn't in my peripheral to like just sit down and actually play it.
Yeah.
But eventually I did, and but even when I started playing Dragon Quest games, like I didn't actually play her game. I knew where she was from, but I didn't like go right away to her game to play it. And like I started off with. I think I started off with the original Dragon Quest, and then I moved over to Dragon Quest 3, and then I played 11, and then like a little bit of, and then I played a little bit of the other games. Eventually, I did pick up Dragon Quest 4. The reason I was hesitant on playing Dragon Quest 4, which is the game that she's from, is because it got a remake on the DS, and it has a feature called Party Chat, but it was never included in the DS version. So the DS version of Dragon Quest 4 is pretty incomplete because the Party Chat feature is basically this feature they just scrapped it all together.
And what's the purpose of the feature?
The feature, it's like every time that something you get.
I broke you.
I know. I'm trying to find the words. So pretty much like if anything that happens in the game, like you can hit this button and like the characters that are in your party will talk to you and they'll say things, and it kind of like fills in the void like of like what these characters mean in your party. Like, you know, their personalities really shine through it, and they generally react to things that are going on in the world, and that's basically the purpose of it. And I really love that feature. So when I found out that it was missing, I was like, well, I don't really want to play it. But I ended up I ended up picking up Dragon Quest 4 on the DS, like because I got like a special discount on it. And so I finally sat down to play it between these past 2 weeks, and I got to her story, and dude, she's a fucking badass. Oh my god. I know that was a whole lot to say just to get to this point, but she is so fucking cool. Like, you look at the character and she's adorable, right?
Yeah.
She's a cute design.
She does, yeah.
But she's so cool.
Just with this little witch hat on.
Yeah, I actually thought that she was like a mage type character, but
is she a melee?
She doesn't have any
melee type character. Because I see a lot of art on here because I'm on Google Images, and it just looks like she's punching things.
Yeah, I guess she doesn't have any magic points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so but she's a powerhouse too, man. Like she's I mean, I'm right now on her chapter because the game is divided into chapters, okay. and it goes through like different casts. So chapter 1, she's not in it, but when you get to her chapter, you're going around and she's carrying the team. I mean, she is the team. Because the characters that are with her, like, they're not very good. I don't really like them at all, actually. No. But like, let me just tell you about it really quick.
Okay.
So she So the chapter starts off with her spoilers for Dragon Quest 4. It's a game from 1990, I think.
Is that really when it came out?
I think so.
Oh wow.
The DS remake came out during the DS era. So
yeah.
But the original Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior.
Oh, and before you tell the spoilers, can I just say, when you told me about it, I somehow confused it with Dragon Age, and I don't know why I would do that. Because that's not your type of game.
I don't know what Dragon Age is.
It's an RPG as well, but it's more more realistic graphics.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
that's not
you.
No.
Okay, continue with your spoilers.
I won't say too much because I'm not even that far into the story either. But so the story starts off. She's a princess. She's a princess of this kingdom, and like right from the get go, like you get a little character description of her, that she's a tomboy, and that she wants to go on an adventure. So the game starts off with the dad or the king telling her that she's ridiculous for thinking that she can go on an adventure. So you go and you talk to the people in the room, and they're all like, "Go back upstairs, princess. The king is right. You have to be a princess." And so she goes up to her room, and she doesn't sneak out the window. She puts a hole in the wall.
She
She
punches
destroys
a wall?
She destroys a hole in the wall and jumps out of it. And just because she's like, I'm gonna go on an adventure. And I mean, yeah,
What a
right.
fucking boss.
Yeah, and then so the first town, not the first town, but like the first, I guess, like part of her, part of her adventure, she ends up in this town where I guess like there's gonna be a maiden sacrifice to the monsters.
Mm-hmm.
The mayor's daughter is is engaged to marry a local in the town.
Yeah.
But their wedding isn't gonna happen because she is going with the monsters instead. And so, when she talks to the dad or to the mayor, she's like, if you want to help, go talk to the priest. So you go and talk to the priest, and he's like, what's this? You want to take the place of our sacrifice?
And she's like, yeah.
And she does it. Yeah, she does it. She's like, yeah, I'll go. And so she goes. The monsters come and pick her up, and then she just slays the monsters. She's like, yeah, here you go. You guys, I went in your place and I took care of the monster for you, so you guys don't even have to worry about it anymore.
What version of the game did you play? The original one or the remake?
I'm playing the DS version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like the party chat isn't that big of a deal, but like it's a feature that I really like, so that's kind of what I'm like. But yeah, Dragon Quest IV, I've always wanted to play it just because of this character, and like she's this second chapter of the game, so I've been. It's been pretty cool, man. Elena's a badass.
Yeah. What are her powers? She just fighter?
I mean, like I said, like I'm very very early in the game. I don't know if eventually she gets magic points or not, but from what I understand, like so far it just seems like she's a tank.
She just bulldozes through things.
Yeah.
I love that dichotomy of like something really cute just being a fucking badass.
Yeah. Toriyama's like famous for that too.
I don't know if you've. There's another sort of isekai anime out there, but it's more like it's this girl and she's playing a mobile video game, but like you basically go into the character's head. I don't know.
What is it?
It's called I don't want to get hurt, so I put all my points into defense. I think that's the name of the.
Yeah, and like her weapon is a shield, right?
Yeah, Bofuri.
Bofuri, yeah. I seen the first episode, I think.
Yeah, well, she just basically.
Is she that?
Because she's basically unkillable. From the get-go, she put all her points on defense. Yeah. And she just, in the beginning, because she couldn't attack anything, so she just farmed a bunch of, like, the tiny monsters. And somehow she starts getting points, and she starts upgrading her stats.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's just OP, like all isekai, like the main character is just OP,
right?
And and it's
That's
like
cool.
it's that dichotomy because she's such a cute girl, she's got like a dress armor on and she's got a shield and she's like, oh, I'll protect you guys, but at the same time it's like, don't fuck with me because I'm gonna kill you. And she's like the third. There's an event in one episode where it's like a PvP battle of like everybody versus everybody, and you have to join and everything, and she's like the third best player by the end of it, because she got she got the third place in like the most kills and whatnot. She held her own. So yeah, and she's a legit tank because that's her job. She's a shield hero.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it, but I don't know if that's a show that I would actually go back and sit down and watch. But yeah, I'm familiar with Bofuri.
Yeah.
And that's cool. The whole like she's invincible. It kind of just breaks it essentially breaks the game for her, right? Because she's
Yeah.
unkillable. Funny how nobody else thought to do that.
No. Well, I mean, there's two other girls in her party that she eventually forms, or her guild, and they maxed out strength. And again, they're like cute girls, but they're just wielding giant hammers and just bashing things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I've always liked that dichotomy again. So Dragon Quest,
that's
how do you like the story, and how do you like the game? Well, you already said you like it. How long is it? How many hours do you have on it?
Well, this one I just started, but like the games kind of just vary, I guess.
Yeah.
Like at least the first, I think that at least the first 6 games, they're usually about 30 hours length. Oh, the first one you can finish in about 10 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one's pretty short, and that one I really like. Like, I know that it's the oldest. It came out in '86, I think, and but the it's cool because it's a solo experience, so you really only have to focus on the main character. You don't have to like figure out how you're gonna spend your money on like evening out the equipment for everybody. You can just grind up to get the best equipment.
Oh man, that would make you think. You have to share your money amongst all the characters.
Oh, that's how it goes for the rest of the series.
So you have to strategize about it, man.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's usually how RPGs go. Yeah, but I think that the following games, they're usually between 15 and 30 hours, so like up until 6. I think up until 6. I haven't played 6, and then 7 is supposed to be like 100 hours, the original one, and then the remake they cut it down to like 60 or 70. And yeah, 8 is I think about like 62 also. I don't know. I don't remember.
No.
And 9 is about like, I feel like it's a 30-hour experience, but like when I checked like how long to beat, it said something like 50 or 40 hours. So I think it just kind of depends on how much you want to throw yourself into that system.
Yeah.
Tales of Vesperia was supposed to be, it's listed at around like 45 hours or something, but I finished it in 32. So, and the 11 is really long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, 11 Dragon Quest so far. Is that how many there are?
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of spin-offs too. I got Ben 11, and when I found out how he was playing the game, I'm like, oh, he's never gonna finish this game. No, he's trying, like he's going about it with the completionist mindset. And the last time I talked to him, he was like still in that first city.
Oh, yeah.
The first kingdom.
I probably go about it that way too. That's why I haven't finished Breath of the Wild. Even though I have Age of Calamity sitting on the tableside bed, on the bedside table. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, it's right there. It's unopened. It's still sealed in the packaging.
I have a few games like that too.
Yeah.
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 I'm almost at the end of Xenoblade Definitive Edition, Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, you still haven't finished that?
No, but I'm so close. I'm already on the final chapter, and dude, it got insane. I literally stopped playing that game right when things were about to like ramp up, and so when I came back, and I'm like, oh damn.
It's like
I was not expecting any of this.
It almost feels like when that happens, you have to relearn so many things.
Yeah, but it's all right. Like, I spent enough time with the game that it like muscle memory kind of kicked in.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm already at the end. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna try and finish it sometime this week, and then I'm gonna hopefully move on to. I want to play. I don't know what I'm gonna play next actually, but I think this is a good place to wrap it up. What do you think, John?
Yes, sir. We need to figure out a good way to end the episodes.
I know.
Yes.
It's kind of awkward to just be like, all right, well, I guess we're done here, right?
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Alrighty, everybody. So this has been episode 2 of Hi Mom, the podcast.
Well, in this case, it would be Bye Mom.
Bye, Mom.
Bye Mom.
If you want to find us on social media, you can check the show notes, and you'll be able to find the links to our social medias on Jonathan's Twitter, my Twitter, the Instagrams, the good stuff. You can, if you want to watch a video version of this on YouTube or whatever, you can find, you can click you can check the show notes also for the link to my YouTube channel, Itsumo. And I don't know what else to say, but we will see you guys all in next time.
Next time. Yes.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, everybody.